Not wasting more time. Let's start. And first tongue twister is not this one. How much would a Uchang chunk if a Uchang could chunk wood? Hi Rahul, it's my Rahul. I hope. Hi Rahul. Uh, hi. And just started. How much would a Uchang chunk if a Uchang could chunk wood? How much would a Uchang chunk if a Uchang could chunk wood? How much would a Uchang chunk if would Uchang could chunk? Oh, fourth same. I will ask to my friend. Okay, right now I am asking you. Just wait a second. CAADAN. Uh, I asked to my friend if they have, they will send us. So after that, I will share with you, Rahul. I don't know who are you actually, but I asked to my few friends. I know if anyhow they will arrange, I will share with you. Okay, so no need to worry. But it's 12:31, so most probably I will able to share PT. Telegram link. I think in our YouTube channel, in about section, I have shared the link of. I will share in our Telegram channel. Okay. If not, then comment me. Okay. After this session, I will share you. I will try. Not 100% sure, but surely I will call my friends. DA. Okay, Rahul. How much would a chunk if a chunk would chunk wood? How much would chunk if a chunk would chunk wood? Peter Piper picked up a peck of pickled pepper. Peter Piper picked up a peck of pickled pepper. Picker in up in my YouTube channel. Go to the about section. 1 second, I have to check how to see. Um, 1 second. Okay, I'm seeing. I share the link. You can check out there. Um, I will have to ask. Okay, Rahul. I asked to my friends if they have the notes of the AA, then I will share in that group. So no need to worry. Okay, thanks. Welcome. Okay, so now we will move to our next step, that is book reading. So we are reading the book Laugh is What You Make It, and this book by Preeti Shenon. And today we reached we are going to read chapter number 30, Stop Gap Relationship. Next, we are reading we had with two chapters, three chapters. So, writing to Subi, before starting this story, I have to share this short version of that love story movie book, uh, in which our writer from Kerala, his boyfriend's name, first boyfriend name is Vaibhav. He got admission in IIT Delhi. After a while, when she started studying in Kochi. So there he met an event. She met with a boy named Avi, and she fallen in love with that guy. And after a while, long time of period when they are going to graduate. Before that, they are start preparing for MBA, for MBA college, and somehow that second my friend named Avi, who was not able to crack great college, and so they have only one option to do MBA from their local college in Kerala, and the girl, our writer, not our this main character of this story named Ankita, who was able to crack that exam is on high level. So she got interview call from four colleges and one from Bombay. So she are trying to get an admission in Bombay, but his boyfriend Abhi, who was trying to convince her to stay in Cochin and Kerala and doing MBA. But after a while, they have some conflict, and Avi attempted suicide. After a while, he's in too much stresses. Ankita have to move Bombay with their family as their father as their father has also posted in Bombay. That's why she have to move in Bombay, and there he has started doing MBA. And she was so brilliant, and she are performing outstanding in their college. And uh, one day she start writing a letter to his old friends named Webo and their graduation college. Uh, Her name was Subi, and somehow their letter reached to doctors and police doctors as love affair. Abhi had suicided in love affair case. That's why everyone thinking about uh, that things. So after when she sent that letter to Suvi, 42 pages love letter uh, that clarified by therapy, psychiatric doctors and others. So that was whole things going that, and then and the descent had just begun. And after that, this is new chapter named Stopgap Relationship. Writing to Suvi seemed to have awakened in my in me another kind of monster that of writing. I have to share screen, so I am sharing the screen. A stopgap relationship. Writing to Suvi seems to have awakened in me another kind of monsters that of writing. The amount of relief and satisfaction I felt after writing to her had succeeded in giving me a feeling of reassurance. It it had helped me in keeping Avi's memory alive. I could not write to Weibo about Abhi as I had never mentioned Abhi to him. I toyed with the idea of telling him everything or starting from the beginning. Then, then when I thought about it, I felt he would never understand. So I wrote instead about my course, my college, my life in Bombay, and my newfound love for running. I also wrote about the color-coded way of remembering notes that I had discovered. I wrote in detail about the cultural fest. I left out the part where I had danced on the pa- parapet. When I had finished the letter run to about 16 pages, I was satisfied and thought it would be a nice surprise for Vaibhav. I decorated the side of the letter with heart of and teeny drawing. Then I added a new sticker too, left over from what I had used on the photocopies of the note and I had distributed in the college. I was filled with a sense of impatience and urgency like never before. Everything that I was doing had a impelling sense of having to be done immediately. I could not comprehend the reason for this, but what if I wanted something, I need it immediately. It was now, and now. All the weight that dominated my entire sex and which kept me going like a speeding train. I was filled with so much of energy that I did not know what to do with it. Running around, running around on my morning jogs, studying, devouring, devouring, devouring books, making huge amounts of details notes. I continued doing all of it with a burning frenzy. Nothing helped to expand it. My reserve was endless. On my day, I did not sleep at all. Thoughts raced around in my head like a colony of bushy ants which had found a pile of food. I was filled with an almost coercive need to capture these thoughts somewhere. I had a, I thought, I bought a notebook and began writing in it. They were mostly poems. Words flowed like a never before. I filled after page with poetry about various things. On the left side of the book, I made drawing to go with them. I would I would sit up night after night writing poetry. I would write about ordinary things. I would write about fantasy, about love and longing, about about angst, angst, about the smells and the sounds. I would write about the rain in Bombay in short. I would write about anything that catched my fancy. I use I would use clever puns and rhymes. Sometimes the poem wouldn't rhyme at all, but they would capture the essence of that I was trying to say. I would manipulate the word and come up with that I thought were brilliant analogies. I thought my poetry was beautiful, sensitive, and clever. But later the psychiatrist could examine the two like the later and would look for clues to a thought disorder and would call it persistent disturbance of consequence thoughts, perhaps could cause due to delusions. It would leave me sick to with a pit of my stomach. Their conclusion and labeling would leave me so terrified and mentally scarred that it would be many years before I would be able to muster courage to even admit to anybody that I had written a poem. I would learn to stamp out my any creativity and learn about a normal and appropriate behavior was. I would be filled with guilt and shake in fear if I wrote a poem. I would had it like a criminal or tear it to bits, destroying evidence before I was discovered. But I did not know any of that then, and so I carried my little book with me everywhere I went, and I wrote in it and drew to my heart's content anywhere whenever I felt like it. It had been It had been raining the whole morning that day, and MM's classes which was scheduled for the afternoon looked as drab as the muddy puddles that the rain had left outside. It was so boring. I really don't feel like attending, said Chaya, voicing out what all of us felt. Let us bunk, then go for a movie, I said. I checked. There is nothing good playing, replied Uday. Let us go somewhere then. How about the beach, sorry. How about the beach, I suggested. In this rain, are you crazy or what? Chimed Chaya, Uday and Jigna in unison. Only Joseph did not say anything. So what if it is raining a bit? I think the ocean looked beautiful in the rain. I said a little sulky, annoyed that they could not appreciate my point of view. I agreed, said Joseph, much to my much to my surprise. Come on, Hans, let us go. Does anyone else want to come? He asked. Nobody did, and so Joseph and I made our way out of the institute. Still, I am happy. Why numbers? I will try to. Shall we walk to Marine Drive or do you want to take a cab? He asked. Actually, Joe, I have seen Marine Drive so many times, but I have never been to a Juhu beach. What despite being here for so many months? You haven't even there. What a shame. Let's go, said Jessup as he held a cab. Are you taking a cab all the way? Oh my god, it will cost so much. Let us wait for the bus. I am paying youngs. "Let me show you my city. Allow me, madam," he said, his voice filled with tenderness. When he looked at me, I was reminded of Abhi. I shuddered involuntarily. Involuntarily, it was the same look that Abhi used to have when he looked at me. In the cave, I sat in the silence looking at the Mumbai in the rain. It was mesmerizing. The monsoon lent everything a freshly vast look. Even the most common of cities seems to have taken on a new beauty. A sense of longing and sadness washed over me. I pieced out my notebook and without thinking began scribbling a poem. It was about nature weeping. Then I realized that Joseph was looking at me. "Are you writing poetry?" he asked. Don't know. Done now. I smiled as I folded the book and put it away. "Let me see, Angs. I want to read it," he said. He was whispering. He kept his left hand over my right hand, which was resting on the seat of the cab. I made no I made no attempt to move my hand away. We sat in the silence looking out. Then he held it and turned it. I turned towards him. He looked directly into my eyes. He raised my hand and kissed it. He raised my hand and kissed it. In the moment, for a fraction of a second, I saw Abhi instead of Joseph. Then the image was gone. I was filled with longing and desperation of such intensity that I had never experienced before. My heart ached, my whole body ached. I could not stop tears from rolling down my cheeks. Joseph was thrilled. "Hey, Anks, I'm sorry. It's okay. You don't have to show me if you don't want to. I just asked. And I'm so sorry I kissed your hand. I don't know what come over me. Sorry, Anks." When Joseph was startled. "Hey, Angs, I'm so sorry. It is okay. You don't have to show me if you don't want to. I just asked, and I am so sorry I kissed your hand. I don't know what comes over me. Sorry, Angs." "No, you idiot. It's not that," I said, and I leaned towards him and kissed him up the lips. My tear-soaked face crushed against his. His stubble felt rough against my cheeks, and I could smell his perfume, which was no body smell that I instantly liked. I inhaled deeply. I was kissing him for Abhi. I was kissing him as a repentance for never having admitted to Abhi that he did matter to me. I was kissing him because I could never kiss Abhi, and I was hoping to fill that void that had been gnawing at my heart, which I had managed to push aside every time. I felt no love for him, but I kissed him at all the same, with a kind of fierceness and determination, as though to write the past, to bring back Abhi to life. Joseph was abashed. but he looked very pleased too, and suddenly very sad. The cab driver's eyes were popping out of his sockets as he got a clear view of what was happening in the passenger seat in his rear view mirror. Unks not in the cab, Joseph exclaimed. Do you have another place in mind? If so, we will go there. I teased and he gawped. I handed him my poetry book, then he took it like it was treasure. He was silent. He was silent. As he read them one by one, he stroked the pages, loving, running, and his hand over the drawing and over my handwritten words. I nugged him when I saw the ocean. The skies were a turbulent grey, and the sea danced in the wild abandon. The wind sang a melancholy song was one second, yeah, I have in mind that cat okay. I have to arrange their note. The I message many people but they are not replying. So mm, I nugged him when I saw the ocean. The skies were a turbulent grey and the sea danced in wild ab- abandon. The wind, the wind, the wind sang a melancholy, melancholy songs as nature unfolded her splendor like a dancer who knows that she is the cenourge of all lies. I was enchanted and exclaimed, "Oh, Joseph, just look at it." Joseph told the cab driver to stop, and the cab was as we made our way in the drizzle to a restaurant that faced the beach. It was isolated at this hour, the weather contributing to it. Ankita, I am sure you have heard it many times before, but I must tell you this. You are really beautiful, said Joseph. Thanks, Joe, I said as I saw away in him again. We spoke for a long time, sipping tea in the seaside cafe that day. Joseph Joseph told me about his childhood, about his growing up, about his dreams and hopes. He asked me about mine. Somehow I did not want to tell him about Cochin or about Abhi. Abhi was like a precious secret that I was hugging to my chest. Uh, in a bizarre way, I felt that as long as I did not speak about Abhi, I would be safe. Though the what I needed to that safe although what I needed that the safety for I could not tell. I love you, Ankita, said Joseph finally. I heard I heard Abhi's grandfather was in my mind. I heard his nerve wracking sobs. The recollection of that sound still sings my soul. I remember I remember what he said about never belittling love. I was silent for a while. When then I said, "Love you, Joseph," but but, but did not mean it all. I felt no love towards him. He was a nice guy, great guy, charming guy, but he was not for me. There was no way I was going to tell him that. Later, I sat thinking in my room for a long time. Thoughts spilled out like a overstuffed slack of like an overstuffed sack of rice that had been punch, kept. Lakshpreet Singh. I provide. Hi Lakshpreet Singh. I'm not clear. Means I don't know who are you exactly, but I am fine. And what's about you? Spilled like an overstuffed sack of rice that had been punctured, and the grain now scattered in all directions. I loathed myself for lying to Joseph. I loathed myself for not having admitted the truth to Abhi, and I loathed myself for not being able to tell the whole truth to Vaibhav. I despised myself for getting involved with three different men. I looked at my face in the mirror. I hated it. I felt if I was ugly, then they would not have told me I was beautiful and pretty. Maybe if I was ugly, Abhi would still be alive. Maybe I could chop off my hair and make myself ugly. Maybe I could mutilate my face too. I hated it so much now. That night I did not sleep. I kept pacing up and down in my room. Bebo, Abhi, and Joseph. Their face kept going around and around, round and round. What kind of girl was I? How could I kiss Joseph like that? And how could I lie to him saying that I loved him? The thoughts kept going round and round like a whirlwind. I have to see, I'm not pronouncing this correctly, I think. They are spiraling widely. There was there were various images coming in my head, now and gambling around the thoughts in the perfect crescendo. I shut my eyes, trying to block them out. They would not go away. They intensified so much that I could not bear it any longer. I took out my poetry book and wrote the following poem. A That's the poem. A stopgap relationship. She looks at him with misty eye. They have made love or attempted to. He seems content and relaxed, most importantly satisfied, not noticing her silence or perhaps choosing to ignore it, not knowing it causes. Cause he's talking about living now. His voice as a monotonous drone over the din of the fan in the background, in the cramped two-room apartment, filled with the smell of their sweating bodies. Filled with the smell of their sweating bodies. In their mind, thoughts crosses that the only difference between her and her sister on the street, the the so-called host, is that they receive payment in cash, and she receives it through emotion in form of words that have ceased to have a meaning now. If the word "I love you" I read the poem I had just scribbled. I read the poem I had just scribbled. The image I had just described in the poem had simply come into my head from nowhere. The more I read the poem, the more I could relate to it. I made perfect sense to me. Suddenly, I realized why I felt a lot like the war I had written about. Mm. The great poem is there, and the story is now going all more crazy. And the next chapter is the day something died, and so this is much so approx 10 pages, 8 pages. I will read. I will try to read. Okay, leave it. And all about today, one Rahul, he asked me for our notes of DEE, and I asked to my few friends from CSC. They are trying to send it, and I will send in the group. From there, Rahul can collect that notes, and it's, it is great for me if I am able to help Rahul and hi Lakshpreet Singh, and I hope you are also doing good. Today is Engineering Day, so everyone's happy Engineers Day. And today I have to prepare anyhow. I have to complete theory of structure so that I can perform well in exam. I am not making any mistake this time. I have bullied many friends. I have no clear concept. PPS no PPS notes. I will suggest if you have PYQ, then search directly on ChatGPT and remember that all those PDF means questions like Fibonacci series, prime number, if, means even number, odd number, leap year, uh, n- leap year, non-leap years. This type of formulas come. If I have, I will. You should go with uh, proper code, not with that complete notes. That will not going to help you at, at that moment. So first where I have sent, second, yes, yes. In fact, TV, you can ask. Yes, yes. In fact, TV, you can ask. PPS connotes. I will suggest you have to go with the question papers that I am sharing the in group Telegram group. From there, you can download that and practice all those. Just like question is, in fact, sir, I am just wanted to want how can I get AR1 in GATE exam. You have to as I you have to practice more and more question. First, we have to cover all the syllabus and practice PYQs. After that, you have to give some test series. Then you can crack AR1. Please suggest me timetable. I think timetable can be made by yourself. At which time you wake up and which time you sleep and which time you are comfortable, the light condition in your area and what is your situation, what is where you living. That's how people behave like this in uh, it's where you are is more comfortable. That time you can use for your study. KK current streams. If my friend is KK, it's okay. Uh, KK, I will suggest you don't go with that because I am reading the book in which our character, this main character Ankita, she loved three guy, in which one guy attempted suicide. So if you want to suicide, then think about girlfriend. If you don't want to do suicide or something, then focus on the career. So this is the book where mention about love stories and all. If you love some girls and both are preparing for same exam, if she got selected for a good college and you are not selected for that, then you have to do. I'm unable to focus on my goal because I have out of focus after my breakup. You have to use that power, man. If breakup is happen in the session of your exam and all, then you have to just anger and that. I mean, yeah, I will do it. I will crack and I will show her how who am I. So use that power, use that anger in all those things, not in like that. So, in fact, TV, if you want to. Uh, if you want this PDF, so comment please. I will share. KK, without studying, take bring your mobile in exam hall. If you are too talented and you have guts to do cheating in the exam hall, then you can pass without studying any subject. So if you have guts, then go with mobile phones and do cheating in the exam. No need to study. If you have guts. In fact, if you are crossing the land, I thanks KK stream. In fact, if you have to focus on previous exam, if you fail again, then it will be very shameful for you. So please, if you want that PDF, I am resharing with the group on our Telegram channel. You can join. I have already shared the link of Telegram channel. CGPA is a matter. If you fail in any one subject, not is CGPA is not criteria to show you are great or not. If you do well in your lab, if you succeed in lab, you can help the people in future. Then that's makes the man great. If you are the guy that's doing great in your personal life and not helping the people, then you are not a good man. You have to change your attitude and all those things. So, in fact, TV, I have shared the question paper of PPS. You can check out all those questions so you can give your exam. No, bro, that's me 40, approx 43 or 45 marks in PPS. In FTV. Any else in FTV? Hello. Ah, so, okay, in FTV. Just prepare your exam. Don't waste your time here. Mm, okay. Okay, guys. Thanks for coming, making channel live today. And now it's time to take bye.